Okay, this is Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. It's time for newspaper review, and I'm just looking sideways to be sure that Chukwudi Obaja is there, but we'll see him soon.
And of course, Victor Chukwudi is seated already. Good morning, Chukwudi.
I thought I was too small to be noticed. It reminds me of this.
I was wondering
this boy I had issues with in secondary school. He would always come look at me, man. You boy who is just 6 inches above the sea level. I said, I don't see your fault. I felt like giving him monkey legal shadow. You know?
Yeah.
Good morning, Jumai. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And the talkative
Good to see you.
It's a beautiful morning.
Morning.
We'll begin with the, we have some papers here this morning. We'll begin with the pilot, Nigerian pilot. And just below the masthead, Abuja's re-election, LP's national chairman re-elected LP's national chairman despite NLC's opposition. Find the details on page 10. We are looking at the Nigerian pilot. Identify anti-party activity members for penalty, PDP tells state chairman. Find all the details on page 13. And going down the bottom of the Nigerian pilot, Niger Assembly asks AEDC to quit state over poor services. You find the details on page 9. Malam El Rufai visits Gawan after meeting SDP leaders. Details on page 10. Rivers Police parade 26 suspects, including native doctor, linked to 79 stolen cars. Find the details on page 7. Governor Fubara vows to protect residents' lives and properties. You find details on page 6. Senator Alin Dume rejects hike in Hajj fees. Details on page 9. We have secured 40 licenses for solid minerals ready for investors. That's coming from the Edo State Governor of Aseki. And at the bottom plate of the Nigerian pilot, Governor Uzodinma asks for audit of abandoned projects in NDDC states. Details on page 9. And the headlines in the Nigerian pilot is Days of Tears. Sorry. There are kickers as 70 soldiers slain in Kwama, Ugeli local government area, Delta State, were left to rest in Abuja. Tinubu orders payment of their benefits within 90 days. Scholarship for children. Chief of Defense Staff vows military will hunt gunmen who killed the soldiers. We will hold military responsible if anything happens to Clark. Joy Youths, that's on page 4. Let me quickly go to the leadership newspaper. And in the leadership newspaper, above the masthead, Northern States enrollment in Unity schools crushed. Find the details on page 17. Dangote Elumelu orders make Tinubu's new economic team. Find the details also on page 7. And the story I've read earlier on the Kwama youths killed our breadwinners, families of slain soldiers weak. You find the details on page 7. Hajj, 2,906 Kano intending pilgrims get 1.453 billion naira subsidy. Naira will continue to stabilize. That's coming from the Vice President Kashim Shettima. Troops kill terrorist leader Junaidu fighters in Zamfara. Details on page 14. Easter. Federal government declares Friday, Monday public holiday. Want to know? Find it on page 20. And the headlines in the leadership newspaper. Convention next meeting. Opposition in disarray as PDP LP sink deeper. With riders, we didn't monitor Labour Party's convention. That's coming from INEC. OBOT lawmakers absent. Subterranean forces and controlling PDP leadership, says Suswa. And that's about what we have in the leadership newspaper. What have you got?
Well, I've got the New Telegraph, and it leads with this major headline here. Okwama killing. 3 of 10 widows, 4, 5, 8 months pregnant. That's according to Chief of Army Staff. Pages 2 and 3. Says 21 children now orphaned as 17 slain soldiers laid to rest. Military vows to hunt down perpetrators of violence. FG offers scholarships, houses to bereaved families, and killers of 17 military personnel won't go unpunished. That's according to President Tinubu. And then the photo story here details soldiers carrying the corpses of their colleagues, the remains of their colleagues. Tinubu to U.S. Congress delegation. Nigeria suffered leadership elephantiasis in the past. Assures of commitment to rule of law, deepening democracy. Congratulates Senegal's President-elect Diomaye. Pages 2 and 3, you find that. Subtle political realignment weakens Wike's influence at NAS as more Rivers lawmakers embrace Fubara. 5 of 11 reps who visited Wike in Abuja have shifted to Fubara source. That's on page 4. And then just below the nameplate, Easter, FG declares March 29, April 1 public holidays to prune number of taxes to 9. That's on pages 6 and 28. Convention, NLC, a Papa faction rejects Abure's re-election with the rider. 2027 LP reserves tickets for Obi, Oti. That's pages 4 and 6. INEC clears 17 parties for Edo Guba poll. That's according, okay, on page 6. APC constitutes zonal leadership to reconcile aggrieved members and raise money for party. That's on page 2. And then, well, finally, we've seen some of these stories in the other dailies. Rumpus in a cold disco over Sanda, Momo. You want to know what that's about? Check it out on page 7 of the New Telegraph. And finally, at the top of the page, just above the masthead, pension assets. Workers move 85.9 billion naira to new fund managers. Tinubu sets up comprehensive economic coordination and planning team. You find those on page 3. Chukwudi.
Busy headlines.
What did the rumpus? Nigerian editors like big words. Jumai, the first thing I learned here was to pronounce your name. And I would call it Jumai.
Jumai.
The man's name is not Elumelu.
Elumelu.
It's Elumelu. He rode one rickety bicycle, between Pilgrim Baptist Hospital, Isiluku, and St. Paul's Grammar School in those days. Look at him now today. God is great, His elder brother, who was actually my classmate, he has the Pilgrim Baptist Old Boys Association 1976 set, which I'm a member of. I wish that family well. Very nice people. Oh, you know them?
No, I don't know. I read up what's
My mother, my wife had a history with them at Onichuku. Anyhow, that's a different matter. May their souls rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
We're talking about the 17 slain soldiers at Okwama. It still leaves a sour taste in the mouth. Lagbaja was yesterday presenting the flag to a family member of one of the slain soldiers. You could see the woman was still grieving. She was still in a mournful mood, and who wouldn't be? But thank God what the government has done concerning scholarships and accommodation for that is a good gesture. And the president has given a time frame for settling certain things. That is the way it is. A soldier is a noble man. We keep saying that. Let's go to politics quickly. Labour Party is proposing that Obi will still be the presidential candidate come 2027. And you say, 2027 minus 2024, is that not 3 years? You never know with them, life, particularly the life of politicians, they actually have their ways of thinking.
Yeah.
Well, because one thing is that a lot of water could go under the bridge between now and 2027.
Of course, but
we leave them to there.
You do know that, for instance, when we talk about sports, you say, no, the time is now. After one Olympic Games, you start preparing for the next.
Yes.
So
actually,
preparation...
leaving politicians alone, because I don't like talking about it.
You always say that.
Leaving them alone. Let us concentrate on the truth that planning is key.
Yeah,
Victor, some of us are do not have deep pockets today because we didn't plan. It was a question of these demons have not paid salaries. Your employers became demons. As you started counting 30 days, just like that. Yes. Planning. They are planning. So leave them, let them be, Okay. There's one that concerns us. The Nigerian National Committee of the International Press Institute, IPI, is asking, where is First News editor Segun Olatunji?
Yes, who was abducted.
Very important. Does the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, really have him as is being alleged by the publication? That's the question I'm asking. If so, why has he not been charged to court if he has infringed any aspect of our laws? The allegation is that Segun was taken by armed men who invaded his home on March 15. That's
some 2 weeks.
Some 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
What is happening about this man? The bottom line is, if the DIA truly has him, we don't want to speculate. Let them say what he has done and make haste.
Let us see the proof of life. He's still alive. And
you're even taking it a bit deeper. Proof of life.
Yes.
Could his safety have been compromised?
But the silence.
And who by?
And
but
we don't really know if it's the DSS
why
or the
do
military
security
that took
agencies
him.
take people like you smuggle them?
Oh, we have not.
Why do you take people?
You see, I'm a very cautious journalist.
We begin to speculate.
When I'm sure of the facts, I come down hard, and I really come down hard. But when I'm not sure of the facts, the DIA has not said they have him. But if they do,
but have they said they don't have him?
Oh, that's a very smart one. That's a very intelligent
they
one.
Don't have him.
If they have been alleging that you have him, is it not necessary for you to come out and say, no, we don't have him, or we have him?
Because it happened in Kaduna, then I think the name is NTA or something. Nothing has been heard from him up to now. I think it's almost 3 years. He was abducted like that from his house. Nothing. He's a journalist. Nothing.
People think he's alive?
We don't know.
Hey.
Every year people come out to talk. He has still not been found.
Life being short and brutish.
Yes.
I think we need to
Thomas Hobbes.
We need to change a few things on this part of the patch of earth we call Nigeria and Africa. We need to, you see, when we talk about transparency in a democracy, it does affect so many things. The people abroad there, they don't go to church or the mosque more than we do, but they believe in certain things that make their societies run well.
Yes.
You have to be as transparent as you can. And anyhow, if you're not, the laws are there, the institutions are there to ensure that you do not do whatever you like. Impunity does not reign there the way it reigns on the African patch of earth. So, as we said earlier, if the DIA has this man, they should please, make us know
that he's with them.
It's very important.
And what crime did he commit?
It is very important to do that.
What did he publish?
It is.
Yes, warranted the abduction.
And going back to the Labour Party thing, I thought there was this. What was the word you used when we started? Rumpus.
Rumpus.
There was a lot of hullabaloo. There was a lot of jingoism. There was a lot of furore. I've done worse than the editors I was.
Because these days you do
Abure is retained. That's actually where I'm going, in spite of the NLC, picketing, all that.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, Chukudi, as usual, we have to let you go.
Oh, you were going through the motions of shutting me up? I thought you were bringing up another topic.
No,
so I seal my lips.
Yes. Thank you so much, Chukudi, for coming.
Thank you.
Good Morning Nigeria will continue after this break.